Welcome to this week's edition of Universal Parenting Clinic. On this show today, I'll be discussing the need for all parents to avoid sowing negative seeds in parenting. Real life experiences of several people have shown that several children's lives are usually left in tatters and eventually ruined due to the series of negative effects of the negative seeds parents have sown in their lives. As a result, I want to appeal to you passionately. Please, don't sow negative seeds in your child, because eventually such seeds being cultivated in that child will germinate, blossom, and produce fruits of sorrow that will be cultivated by the child and bear fruits of tears and pain. Instead, make positive pronouncements that will do your child lots of good in life. Remember, no candle loses its light while lighting other candles. You stand to gain a lot in sowing good seeds. If any candle drops the melting portions of its burning side on others, it will gloss over the others, and the other candles will lack the power of purpose to illuminate, while the original candle will also diminish and eventually go into obscurity with time. The end will be total darkness. So, share the brighter side of life and not the burning and painful side with your child. Never pay evil for evil in parenting. Avoid toxic parenting. Don't sow seeds of bitterness in that child. Some parents have terrible experiences in their marriage that they are not ready to let go. So they consciously or unconsciously sow the seed of bitterness in their children. Stop it. For example, sayings like men are terrible, women are Jezebel, marriage is a mistake that I will never allow to happen again, men are dogs, all men are devils in trousers, all women are promiscuous, no woman can ever be faithful, men are not worthy to be married to, I would rather die single than get married. Really? That's no good sermon or lessons for your child. Yes, you are bitter because of personal experience, painful personal experience, but such hasty generalizations are uncalled for. I heard similar things from series of people about ladies before my marriage, but I simply ignored them because I know it's untrue, because my mom was deflowered by my dad on the light of their marriage in line with the tradition, and that's who she ever had in life. As a matter of fact, I knew from both of them I am the product of their first intercourse. So I can tell you the beautiful ones are born and are in existence. And how can all men be adulterous and wayward in life? I have been married for several years and I have not seen the nakedness of another lady. Neither do I have any extramarital relationship outside, nor ever have I abused my precious sweetheart. Please, change or keep your bitterness to yourself if you cannot let go. Don't indoctrinate your child with that negative philosophy and bitter experience of life. If you have learned some godly lessons from your bitter experience, you can advise your child on such things. For instance, if your regret was premarital sex, advise against it. If it's wrong choice of partner due to material greed, advise your child properly. If it's marrying a criminal with chronic sinful habits which you ignored just because of his material wealth, then advise on the need to marry a godly choice. And if it's a problem resulting from child marriage and immaturity issues, deal with it wisely and teach your child positively not to ignore maturity in the choice of future spouse. If it is general marital brutality and challenges, pray for your child to get the best choice and advise your child to be prayerful too. Counsel your child along the right path. By all means, avoid sowing seeds of bitterness and hatred. If you are not careful, you will breed a monster of a child, A daughter who will grow to resent men with the highest degree of hatred and bitterness. A man who will be driven away from getting married to any lady, or if married at all. A child that will look at his wife with dangerous suspicion all the days of his life. A lady who will see her husband as a wicked Casanova. A man who will abuse his wife daily to avenge your sufferings in the hand of your own wife, his mom. Don't get me wrong. I know some bitterness of the heart are difficult to erase from memories because I engage in counseling series of people daily. I pray God grant you the grace to forget the bitterness of the past. However, if things crop up to bring the bitter taste momentarily, and that bitter memory comes back, be careful on how you present it before your child, so as not to destroy his or her future. Be diplomatic and sensible. You can use your bitter experience as a platform to educate your child on the positive side of life and what bad habit to avoid. Some parents combine both the spirit of hatred and bitterness as a double-barreled gun loaded into their child like a keg of gunpowder waiting to explode in the child. It's hard hearing how deep some parents have passed bitter pills to their children in the form of negative seeds. Such seeds have developed such children into living monsters. So, because you are a Manchester United fan, you and your child would have nothing to do with a Liverpool fan. It's difficult to see why your child should be brought up to hate anyone that supports Real Madrid just because you are a die-hard Barcelona fan. Why should your entire family be sworn enemy of your neighbor just because you support Celtic and they support Rangers? Why should someone who supports Shooting Stars become your enemy because you are a fan of Enugu Rangers? Sport was created to promote love, affection, and unity in the spirit of sportsmanship. You don't have to pass any such bitterness to your child. I heard some of the people who were very vocal in support of this idea. Do you think the clubs know who you are? The answer came as no. Yes, they mean nothing personally to the club other than being a fan. When the club lose a game, the players and manager still earn their millions. They still enjoy their benefits and comforts, and the clubs still retain their profits. Why then do you need to teach your child to kill and injure in the name of sport? Even you too. Why? The players of different clubs even sit and drink together after the games. They party together and enjoy friendships. Be reasonable. Enjoy the fun and let the feeling of pain and bitterness of loss and defeat be momentary, not eternal. Don't let it create permanent enmity and sense of bitterness in you, and definitely your child shouldn't inherit that from you. Avoid parenting negatively too by feeding on negative seeds. At moments when you are hurt and offended by your child's wrongdoings, avoid being drawn to curses or negative wishes, negative actions, and negative reactions due to personal bitterness. How many times shall your child offend you before you refuse to forgive? No time limit. For as long as you are alive, forgiveness should be your nature, a way of life to you as a person and as a parent. So don't sow seeds of destructions in your child because of his or her wrongdoing, and avoid reacting negatively at moments of disagreements with your child. Some parents have caused much bodily injuries to their children at such moments of hurt, which scars remain for life in their children. I was told of the real life story of a parent. He was a good parent, but he destroyed everything because of a single seed sown in the life of one of his children. The man refused to pay the school fees of his child because the child did something wrong. Despite all pleas by well-meaning individuals, he refused. By the time he realized this and came to his senses, the child was already out of school and mingled with thugs and criminals. That child later committed a serious crime for which he was found guilty and sentenced to long years of imprisonment. Also, some parents ignorantly and habitually are fond of making negative remarks and pronouncements against their child or children daily at every given opportunity, such that it has become a casual practice. You must desist from such habit because it is not a healthy one. Some parents wake up raining curses on their children, calling them silly, idiots, never do well, fools, failures, imbeciles. Unfortunately, those who are familiar with spiritual operations will tell you that words are seeds. They grow and become active in the lives of those in whom they are cultivated. Eventually, when such children start manifesting the fruits of such negative pronouncements, such parents begin to run from pillar to post, seeking both physical and spiritual help to cure the effects of their personal injuries inflicted on same child by their reckless utterances. The seed from this practice, if you practice it, it doesn't usually augur well for children. Don't sow seeds of hatred too in your heart and avoid the hate speech. Some parents are by their nature and behaviors sowing seeds of hatred in their child or children daily. Because they hate someone, they want their child to develop hatred for anything that has to do with such person. Many people do not even have specific reason to hate someone, but they just develop a wrong perception and attitude towards such a person or people, and that creates a negative impression in their mind and heart. Most of those spreading and advocating the bad culture of racism and religious intolerances have never had anything serious as an encounter with anyone of the other religion, ethnic, or racial background. However, merely because of their personal ill feelings or sentiments, and sometimes because of third parties' negative remarks and beliefs, they develop negative attitude and feelings towards people different to them in nature, color, culture, or ethnic background. Unfortunately, some of such people do not leave it at their personal ignorance. They pass such sentiments on to their children, who in turn, for no reason, is nurtured to harbor similar hatred for others despite having no personal reasons. Though I will deal with details of such habits on another topic on this program in the future, it is necessary to advise all parents now to desist from such practice. It has led to so many hate crimes as well. Instead, let the child form his or her own opinion based on personal interactions. That child is likely to mingle with different people of different religious and ethnic backgrounds in life, at school or at work, in business or as neighbors, or even by association or intermarriage relationships. Such individuals may be those destined for his or her success or progress in life. However, you could destroy his or her future happiness by your negative seeds, which are like thorns of life, which will eventually grow to become thorns in the flesh of such child. Some parents also sow seeds of discord among their children too. From a little incident, they turn one child against the other until the seed of discord grow to become a giant seed with tap roots and branches, which invariably will turn siblings against themselves for life, and invariably make brothers and sisters not to see eyeball to eyeballs. Some parents also sow negative seeds of bitterness and discord between their child and their spouse, such that a child doesn't see anything good in his or her mother or father. Sayings like, "I paid for everything since your useless father is poor," or "Pray, don't end up becoming like your useless mother. Knowing your father was my greatest mistake." You should also avoid such negative seeds. Please, and I'm pleading passionately with you, Sow positive seeds into the life of your child or children. Seeds of the Spirit, seeds of joy and happiness, seeds of holiness and righteousness. Make positive pronouncements about your child. Sow positive words of encouragement that can build and lift up into his or her life. Be positive always, even in your criticisms and at moments of failure or at times of need for disciplinary actions. Still speak positively. Words are seeds. They grow and influence the destiny of children. Your child is not useless and certainly not a failure, but a blessed child, a success, a champion in the making. He or she has been fearfully and wonderfully made, a peculiar person of the royal priesthood, an embodiment of success. Say that to him or her always, and watch that child manifest the good seeds you are sowing daily into his or her life. Remember again, sow positive seeds into the life of every child and avoid any negative seed of sorrow, hatred, discord, tears, failure, and bitterness so that your parenting life can be without stress and tears. That's the show this week on Universal Parenting Clinic. I believe strongly that through this Universal Parenting Clinic and with proper understanding of the book, Parenting Without Tears, together, we all can promote wellness in families and in the world. We can stop the tears from children, parents, and families. We can kick racism, fraud, incivility, corruption, wickedness, several addictions, violence, and the series of antisocial behaviors out of all families and the whole world. And at the same time, we can promote all the positive desires and aspirations towards the well-being of the children, parents, and the world at large. Till I come your way again next week, I am the parenting advocate in the house, Michael Benga Bibilari, MGB, Mr. Parenting. Think parenting. Be positive in parenting. Talk parenting. Be passionate about parenting. Don't just be a parent. Stop portioning. Be a responsible parent, a real parent, a parent indeed. Parent well.